If at first you don't succeed as an NFL quarterback, just keep your head up and find your niche outside of football.
Where are you living now, Rick? What are you doing?
I'm in San Diego, Southern California, but I have a wine business up in Northern California.
What are some of the more notable but disappointing former signal callers up to these days? Well, how about we get you caught up here with 10 former NFL quarterbacks who found another successful career after retiring from football. Ryan Leaf. Leaf is widely considered to be the biggest draft bust in NFL history, a testament to just how special of a talent he was in college. Both Leaf and some guy named Peyton Manning were considered two generational can't-miss prospects in the 1998 NFL Draft. The Indianapolis Colts had the top selection in the draft and had a franchise-changing selection to make. Indy selected a future Hall of Famer and 5-time MVP and 2-time Super Bowl champion. The San Diego Chargers traded up via the Arizona Cardinals in order to take Ryan Leaf at number 2, believing that they had secured their new franchise QB. But, Leaf's career almost ended as soon as it started. Leaf sadly struggled with alcohol and drug addictions and had several run-ins with the law, which ultimately led to him spending 32 months in prison. Fortunately, Leaf has made good on his second chance and has turned his life around tremendously. He's now happily married with 2 kids. Leaf is also now a keynote speaker, a mental health advocate, the CEO and president of Ram Consultant Inc., and took over as the new host of The Last Mile Radio for SiriusXM in December of 2024. Sam Bradford. The Oklahoma product is drafted first overall by the St. Louis Rams in 2010. That class wound up being awfully strong, but it was incredibly weak for signal callers. I mean, it's not good when Bradford, Tim Tebow, Colt McCoy, and Jimmy Clausen are the headliners. Unlike most other QB draft busts, Bradford actually showed some promise in his rookie year. He nearly led the Rams to an NFC West Division title and won Offensive Rookie of the Year honors after throwing for 3,512 yards, 18 touchdowns, and 15 interceptions. Unfortunately, injuries largely derailed Bradford's career. After suffering a season-ending ACL tear in 2013, Bradford suffered the same injury in 2014 preseason play and missed the entire campaign. Career revival attempts with the Philadelphia Eagles, Minnesota Vikings, and Arizona Cardinals went absolutely nowhere. Bradford lost his starting QB job in Arizona to rookie Josh Rosen in 2018 and was out of the NFL soon after. So, Bradford was out of the public spotlight for the first few years following his playing career. But in 2024, it was reported that he became one of the new owners of Good Day Farm Little Rock, a medical marijuana dispensary in Little Rock, Arkansas. David Carr. The Houston Texans entered the NFL as an expansion team in 2002, becoming the league's 32nd franchise. They were awarded the number 1 selection of the 2002 draft, using it on promising Fresno State quarterback David Carr. It's hard to blame Carr entirely for his shortcomings in Houston. I mean, he had very little talent around him outside of Andre Johnson and took 76 sacks in his rookie year, which is a single-season record that stands to this day. After 5 underwhelming years in Houston, Carr had brief stints as a backup for the Carolina Panthers, New York Giants, and San Francisco 49ers. If there's one silver lining, it's that Carr won a Super Bowl 46 ring as Eli Manning's backup at the G-Men in 2011. But fear not for Derek Carr's older brother, for David has been the offensive coordinator of the Bakersfield Christian High School team in Bakersfield, California since 2015. David and Derek's brother, Darren, is the head coach of the team. In 2016, Carr began his career in NFL media as an analyst for NFL Network. Carr actually writes columns for the website and appears regularly on their television programming. Yeah, he may not have cut it as a player, but you won't find many who provide better analysis than Carr. Jake Locker. A star QB out of Washington, Locker was taken 8th overall by the Tennessee Titans in the star-studded 2011 draft. But injuries and poor play limited him to 30 total games and only 1 season as the Titans' primary starting quarterback. That was in 2012 when he threw for 10 touchdowns and 11 interceptions. After suffering a season-ending injury for the 2nd straight year in 2014, Locker stunned the football world by announcing his retirement just a few months before his 27th birthday in 2015. Locker has hardly been heard of since, but rest assured, he's doing just fine outside of football, along with fellow Ferndale, Washington native and former NFL punter Michael Conan. You see, the ex-Titan now runs the Locker Room Fitness Company in their aforementioned home city. And of course, Locker is also busy doing the best job of them all, being a dad. Heath Schuler. A couple of years removed from their dynastic run that produced 3 Super Bowl championships, Washington turned to another highly touted quarterback to start up a new golden era of football. Washington drafted the Tennessee quarterback 3rd overall in 1994, one pick after the Colts took future Hall of Fame RB Marshall Faulk with the number 2 selection. Unfortunately, Schuler's NFL career was awfully short and, well, not so sweet. Schuler played just 19 games in Washington over 3 years and 10 with the New Orleans Saints in '97. Though his NFL career produced just 19 games, 13 touchdowns, and 19 picks, Schuler went on to enjoy tremendous success after retiring. Schuler entered a career of politics and served as the U.S. representative of North Carolina's 11th Congressional District from 2007 to 2013. In August of 2024, Schuler joined Sharks Rising Tides Army, an advocacy organization that pushes for lower costs and affordable prices for prescription drugs and medication. Fellow former NFL quarterback Brock Osweiler is also a part of the organization. Ware. Ware certainly had what we can only call a unique career. The star quarterback out of Houston won the 1989 Heisman Trophy and SWC Offensive Player of the Year, en route to having his number 11 retired by the Cougars. The Detroit Lions selected Ware with the number 7 pick in 1990, but his college success never really translated over to the NFL. He appeared in just 14 total games over 4 seasons, 6 of them as the designated starter. Ware threw for 5 touchdowns and 8 interceptions during his tenure with Detroit. Career revival attempts with the Minnesota Vikings and Jacksonville Jaguars went absolutely nowhere, but he did enjoy some success in the CFL up north and won a Grey Cup League championship with the Toronto Argonauts in 1997. Though Ware's NFL career was a giant flop, the sports broadcasting business was another story. You see, he's been the Houston Texans radio color commentator since their inaugural 2002 season. Ware briefly worked as a commentator for CBS before joining ESPN in 2003. J.P. Losman. The Bills drafted Losman 22nd overall in 2004, which was the same legendary QB class that included Ben Roethlisberger, Eli Manning, and Phillip Rivers. But Losman hardly stood a chance on a lousy Bills team that failed to supply him with competent coaching and talent. Losman only started 33 games over 5 years at the Bills, and he was only the primary starter during the 2006 season. He last served as the Miami Dolphins' 3rd-string QB in 2011 before hanging up the cleats. But Losman has found another way to stick around the game in his post-playing days. He joined the Clemson Tigers football program as a student coaching intern in 2017, winning a national championship with the school in 2018. Losman worked his way up to senior offensive analyst in 2021, but left for the Oklahoma Sooners football program in 2022. Losman now serves as their player personnel and football administration assistant. Perhaps he'll continue to work his way up from there and end up as a head coach someday. Who knows? Rick Mirer. Mirer has the unfortunate reputation of being a big-time bust for not 1, but 2 NFL franchises. Allow us to explain. You see, the Seattle Seahawks selected the Notre Dame quarterback 2nd overall in the 1993 draft. Right after future star Drew Bledsoe went 1st overall to the New England Patriots. Mirer never cut it in his 4 seasons with Seattle. He was 20-31-0 as their starting QB with only 41 touchdowns against 56 interceptions. But here's where it gets weirder. The Chicago Bears actually gave up their 1997 first-round pick to Seattle to acquire Mirer in a trade. Seattle would move up to select future Pro Bowler Sean Springs with the number 3 pick. Mirer just made 3 starts in Chicago and was released in the offseason. His final NFL season was spent with the Detroit Lions as a backup QB in 2004. But shed no tears for Mirer, who has since built up a booming winery business in his post-football chapters. Mirer owns the Mirer Napa Valley Winery, located in Napa Valley, California. Tim Couch. The Cleveland Browns have a long and tragic list of big-time draft busts since they were reactivated as an NFL franchise. Perhaps none bigger than Tim Couch, the Kentucky QB they selected 1st overall in 1999. Browns fans know how that all went. Couch went 22-37-0 as their starting QB, tossing 64 touchdowns against 67 interceptions. The Browns let him go after the 2003 season, and Couch never played in the NFL again. Couch found some broadcasting work with Fox Sports in his post-playing career, but has since entered the world of financial consulting with his brother, Greg Couch. Tim and Greg Couch are part owners of the successful Meridian Wealth Management firm in Lexington, Kentucky. Greg founded the company in 2009, and it was valued at $3.5 billion in 2024. Christian Ponder. Ponder was taken 12th overall by the Minnesota Vikings in 2011, taking over as their starting QB following Brett Favre's 75th retirement or whatever number it was. Ponder could never really put it together though, finishing 14-21-1 as a starter with 38 touchdowns and 36 interceptions. Ponder got tryouts with the Raiders, Denver Broncos, and San Francisco 49ers, but never lived up to his potential. He was officially out of football by the end of the 2016 season. Ponder founded a company, The Post, a private membership network company that does work with former athletes. The Post helps former athletes find work in the business industries. They run a series of workshops to help enhance communication, leadership, and group planning. But hey, which other former NFL quarterbacks found much greater career success outside of football? Were there any notable names that we may have missed? Let us know in the comment section below. If you liked this video and learned a thing or two, then hey, clicking that like button helps us out a ton. And you know, we really appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, then subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching and we'll see you guys next time.